Welcome to the beginning of the NAK Tac Next Squad live stream. We don't have a lot of players today. We're doing a continuation of the last mission. So the last mission was mostly CQB throughout this city and some of the apartments here. Last time we ended right around here. I think what I'm going to have them do is actually start, roughly here. And then we're going to take on this smaller section because of the number of players. If the mission goes too quickly, what I'm going to do is give them an HVT that's trying to escape. Then they will have to chase down the HVT while the HVT's defense tries to keep them from catching him. And there's enough forest and whatnot back here to make that somewhat entertaining. So that's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and continue setting up some civilians in these first factories. These first factories, well, everything in this section was not on the map to begin with. Let me add everything to Zeus. This was a very barren part of the map, but it was flat enough to easily take advantage of to put some factories down. This is like a military tank factory. I've got some tank bits here, but I have some barracks and a command base there. Over here, we have...
Really?
Stay off 100, please, and use another channel temporarily, guys. Over here, we have the command base. Pretty large base, so we can put a good number of people in there. Have kind of a road, and then we have a communication structure. So I think that's probably enough to build it out. We just need to put some people in now. So I put down civilians. I've turned off their ability to run away. So under change abilities, it is set to allow fleeing is turned way down, and their FSM, which is their basically it's a step-by-step decision-making process that the AI makes. I basically turned off that decision-making process. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more civilians in this little area here. Right now I'm adding civilians as individuals, even though it takes a moment more because I have to set the behavior on each individual civilian. They don't act as a group and run as a group, duck as a group. It looks more realistic. In other missions, you may see me using groups of civilians, and when I do that, I tend to put them on defend as well, so they don't all stand in one place and do the same thing. So I'm just going to disperse some workers throughout this area here. And we're going to have enemies in there as well in a moment. And so the players will have to be careful not to shoot the enemies. I mean, the civilians. Sorry. All right, let's put a couple up high. Almost made him fly. And we'll put one walking way out here on this catwalk. That should be interesting. They'll think it's a sniper for sure. Should put a guy with a backpack so they panic. I'll shoot them for sure, but I'm putting down classic civilians. So what you can do now is go to the modules, go to change abilities, just click anywhere on the map, set your settings the way you want, and then Keeley says, who do I want to apply it to? I'm going to select everything in that area to make sure I get the civilians. Obviously, I'm getting some things that are not civilians, and I could hold control and remove those from the selections, but Achilles is smart enough not to apply it to things that aren't civilians. So, selection submitted. So all those civilians now have those abilities set. For this, it's a much smaller group, so I'll go ahead and select them individually. Change abilities. Okay, select them all, and then enter. There we go. So that's our civilians. I don't think I'm going to probably put a couple civilians here. civilian workers at a military base, that sort of thing. But I'm going to let them run because this is where we're going to get a lot of the action. So, but again, this is supposed to be like the military's taken over the ore factory.
Trigger joined your channel.
The oil, and then it's making tanks down here in this factory, and then this is their base and comms. So, some logical placement of things. The roads aren't great. I just built something quick to get it down there, so, but at least it's something. And I did put a basic roadblock here at the end. So I'm going to pause the recording real quick. We're having an issue with the website, and I think Claus is here to help me resolve it. So I'm going to pause the video for a moment, and we'll be back. Alright guys, I am taking care of a website issue, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream, and we'll go ahead and just restart the stream when we start the mission. Thanks for being patient, guys. We'll be on in probably 15 minutes.